quite often isolate themselves. They're reluctant, they think they have to kind of soldier on.
I think the first step's the hardest for many men, and they'll often find that there's a great, relief in just being able to dump or share or get some things off their chest, even just talking to another mate. But I think the biggest barrier is within many men themselves, of just trying to be stoic to get through it. Perhaps they've had their own experience of a father who just tells them to, stop crying, build a bridge, get over it, just push through, not show emotion. And so for many men, there's an expectation that they have of themselves that they just somehow have to deal with this on their own.
Dads can find ways to get support, I think, in the same way they solve other problems, really. So that's not so unusual, is that you've got to put your mind to it and you've got to put in a bit of effort. So I think the way that dads discover how to get support from each other or from organisations is to tackle it.
Men can, certainly in my experience, they can gain a great deal of support by spending time with other men. It doesn't mean that they have to be disclosing everything about their situation, but it's often the case that men just working alongside or being with other men feel supported in a similar way that women feel supported when they're actually being verbal and emotionally expressive and disclosing to other women. So men and women are quite different in these respects, characteristically.
And I think more and more those services are recognising that men aren't just coming to them as individuals who want help, they're coming as whole people who not only are struggling with depression or anxiety or an addiction, but who have dreams about reconnecting or being better fathers, or struggling to work out how to manage the behaviour of their child, and that's actually feeding their anxiety or feeding their depression or making them beat themselves up. So often it's the parenting role or the struggles they're having in parenting that might be maintaining or being trigger to relapses in their mental health issues. And so I think more and more the services are willing to engage with dads.
A key message is talk to people, find someone to talk to, someone you trust in your personal circle, or seek out a professional. But I think it's the most important thing. It's the key message would be finding someone to talk to about your illness, what your worries are about it, your partner's illness, because being isolated is in itself very, very debilitating.
But I think it's really important that we all either have someone, and if you don't have it, find ways of creating someone, whether that be a professional, but ideally someone you can call at all hours, to just share whatever's on your mind with. And sometimes a lot of parents don't want to burden someone else or think that they don't, someone doesn't have the time to hear or listen to their difficulties. But in my experience, the earlier you can share some of those issues, the better. It's going to stop you cascading or spiralling down into a situation where it's really hard to get out of.
And often it isn't a professional, but sometimes it is. And sometimes it's information they want. But sometimes it might just be reassurance that other people are doing it tough like them and they're on the right track. Talking to other dads who are in the same position, I mean, it makes perfect sense. That's exactly what support you need. You can't figure this all out by yourself, and it's really good to hear what other blokes are doing. So I would say to dads, if I was talking to them, give it a go and see how it works.